Joining us on the line today is Kimberly Stevens. She is a public affairs specialist with the Social Security Administration in their office in Hungtington. When I was calling to get this information, Liz and I bringing to you, it says, please don't call, because there's lots of services online. So thank you very much for joining us today, Kimberly, so that we can provide this information, and you can, so that people don't need to call and ask questions that are actually already answered for them in a much more convenient format. So thank you very much for the great work that you all are doing in putting out all this information.
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me.
I guess to start with, how do people find this out? How do people stay updated on what Social Security is operating on? Since we work with a lot of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, many of the people that we serve receive benefits from Social Security and are obviously concerned, as everyone is, during COVID-19, and they want to know the latest, and we've been telling them get the right information. Don't worry about what your cousin's uncle, sister-in-law heard or what you saw on Facebook on someone else's page that they said, this is what I think. Where do people get the right information up front?
Exactly, Doug. That's a good point to make. And the most critical part is to make sure you are receiving the correct information. So for Social Security, we are encouraging everyone to visit the Social Security website, which is www.ssa.gov. As soon as you go to that site, there's an orange banner across the top of the screen that says Coronavirus Updates. And you can click on that, and that takes you through a series of FAQs that will allow you to understand what's going on as far as your Social Security benefits, answer questions that you may have, like, will I still continue to get my regular monthly check? Will it still come direct deposit? What happens with the economic impact payment? How do I obtain more information about that? All those questions that you may have, I can guarantee are probably going to be answered on the Social Security website. And on that website, we're going to make a lot of references to the IRS.gov website for more detailed information concerning the economic impact payment. But that's a good starter place is socialsecurity.gov to go to, and then we will give you the official information and how to obtain that from the IRS.
Yeah, this is a great resource. Doug sent it to me before we started talking, and it's very clear. Lots of questions are answered. In particular, one of the things that I appreciate is the information on protecting yourself from scams. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, as with anything, there's always somebody out there trying to take advantage of somebody, especially in times like these. So we want to make sure that the public is aware that there will be people that will try to call and obtain personal information from you. They're going to try to threaten you. They're going to try to say that we will stop payment on your Social Security check because the Social Security offices are closed. If you provide us with a gift card or you provide us with this type of information, we can ensure that your check will not be stopped. They may encourage you to go get a gift card and give them that information. They may tell you all kinds of things to scare you into thinking that some way your benefits or your information's been compromised and that you need to take action. These are scams. Please don't fall for them. Please don't provide any personal information through the telephone, whether it's an email, a phone call. These are all people just trying to obtain information to cause harm, and we try to encourage everybody, don't listen to them. Go to our site, get the information directly from socialsecurity.gov. If it's an IRS situation, please go to the irs.gov website. They have all kinds of information on their website pertaining to scams. And you can even report the scams. So if it has to do with the Social Security, there's a link on our site that says report Social Security scams about COVID-19. So you can even take a proactive approach in helping us stop the scams that are plaguing the nation, especially during a time like this.
One thing I wanted to point out to everyone is the two websites you mentioned end in .gov. Lots of times when you get scam information, it will, if you read the address from where the email came from or the website, you can instantly tell it's a scam. And unless it's officially from a government website, .gov, those are only handed out to government, then it's likely not the right thing. So your website is SSA.gov. So if you get something that looks almost identical and it's a .com or something else, don't fall for it. It's all the ones, Inspector General, IRS, are all .gov. So go ahead, Liz. I just wanted to point out when people are going to the websites to make sure it's an official government website that you're on when you're getting this information.
That's a really good point, Doug, and I appreciate that. We are trying to keep people safe right now. You know, we talked about banking safety, and of course, we want people's Social Security benefits to be safe as well. Another great thing that I saw on the website were all the links on there and how convenient it is. Can you tell us, Kimberly, how to use those links to get the information that you need?
So when you're looking at our website, which again, I'll repeat, is socialsecurity.gov, we can't emphasize that enough because, Doug, you're exactly right. They'll use .net, .com. So that's a very important thing to key in on that address, socialsecurity.gov. You'll see our logo on the site, and you'll see information. And when you go to, let's say we're going to go to Social Security and the coronavirus updates. And if we go to that and you're looking at a question, inside that question, the font is going to be in black, okay? But until you get to a link, all the links are going to be in a blue color. So let's say we're going to go to a question pertaining to how do I get my COVID-19 economic impact payment is a question that's posted on there. And it states clearly that the Treasury Department has launched a tool about that. And it refers you to the IRS webpage. Well, when we go to the IRS webpage on our website, it's written in blue. So that blue indicates that that's going to take me directly to irs.gov. So I know I'm going straight from one federal agency to another federal agency, and that is going to be a secure link to that. So I'm not going to go off on a tangent and end up on a fraudulent site. I'll be able to stay with the proper information and know that it's safe.
And if you do go there, everything is clearly laid out. I clicked on that link just while we were on here, and if you go to irs.gov, clicking that link, it immediately takes you to big column with answers about non-filers. So if you typically don't file an income tax form, it tells you all about that. It has a nice big blue button about where to put that information. And if you do typically file, how to do that. So everything is very clearly laid out in easy to understand terms so that you can get through it and make sure that you get your payments and everything will run the way that it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And we know this information is updating daily. Sometimes several times a day we are updating this. That's why we encourage everybody to go to that site. If it's several times a day, I know these are times that people are curious and they want to know the information, and it's causing some anxiety and stress. Just by going to this, you know you're going to get the most updated information. And the links take you directly to the secure site, so you're not going to be derailed going into another site. So that's a very valid point. We try to make it as user-friendly as possible. I feel like the questions are something that are very common questions that the public's asking right now. And the links take you, like, again, to those directed sites, so you're not going to be derailed into some other fraudulent information. So we're trying to keep the public safe, providing them accurate information as timely as we can to decrease some of the anxiety and stress right now, and to ensure that they know people that receive Social Security benefits are going to continue to receive their benefits during this time, and to avoid any of the scams that are out there and keep everybody safe.
Very good. And one of the things that I like most about your page is that some of us have actually some extra time on our hands right now because we're not going out as much and there aren't as many things for us to do. So it's an opportunity for us to update and take care of things at home. And boy, the links on your page are just wonderful. Retirement, disability, Medicare benefits, extra help with prescription drugs, your application status. All of those are so convenient. Can you explain some of the things that people could update or do from home now if they need to?
Oh, absolutely. And through the online site, one of the things I encourage everyone to do is to create a My Social Security account. It's very simple. When you go to our website, it tells you how to create that account. And what that is your account with Social Security. It's your record. If you receive benefits, you can check the status. So if you got a fraudulent call that said that we're going to stop your check, you're not going to get your Social Security check, you can go on yourself and create that My Social Security account, and you can see, what am I going to receive in the month of April? Is it going to go direct deposit? Is my address correct with the Social Security Administration? Do they know how to contact me? What else is happening with my benefits, my own personal benefits that I need to be made aware of? So by creating the My Social Security account, you have access to your record, and you're the only one that has access to that. You set it up with a username and password, very similar to your banking account, and you're able to obtain that information. And you can, again, go back to warding off the scams and educating yourself about your Social Security. And hopefully that will kind of calm some of those fears down and reduce the anxiety. But in addition to that, there are so many other things you can do behind that portal. You can apply for benefits. You can apply for your retirement if you haven't already started filing for that. You can get a replacement Medicare card. You can check the status. If you filed an appeal for something, you can check the status on that. You can get proof of benefits. If you need proof of your Social Security income, you can get it that way. Let's say you're 1099 right now. If you've received Social Security retirement benefits, disability survivors benefits, for 2019, you've been issued an SSA 1099 that proves that income. And let's say you need that for tax purposes or you need that for some other type of purpose, you can print that straight from your home by creating that account. You don't need to call us. You can go right there and do that. If you're moving, you can change your address there as well. You can double check your direct deposit, make sure that's correct with us. So those are a lot of tools that are available right from your own home by creating the My Social Security account. In addition to that, you can go to our site and just apply for benefits if you need to apply for disability or Medicare. On our updates with the coronavirus site that I told everybody to go to and frequently visit, it says, what else can I do online? And when you go there, it has, again, written in blue are the links that take you to the applications. File a claim, apply for extra help prescription drugs, check your application status. All those are highlighted in blue. You check on those, and it'll take you directly to what you're looking for. So it's very user-friendly. It's going to give you a ton of information and help you navigate these trying times.
Can I tell on myself, Liz?
I think you should.
I've only had to request that they remind me of my username and reset my password twice. Because if you check it, once you set it up and you forget, it tells you it works through email and it's all secure. And then if you forget, it will let you know. So I know a lot of people set up 3 or 4 Facebook pages because they forget. This has a nice way of reminding you. So if you don't check it very often, in fact, I just did that now. I forgot my username. It will very nicely and securely remind you what all of that is so that you can log back in. So it's a very user-friendly site. So I just wanted to point that out, that even I, who does all kinds of stuff working with this, oops, forgot my username.
It happens to the best of us.
Although the offices are closed, there may be some people who have a dire or emergency situation or already had some type of an appointment. Are there still, while the offices are officially closed, what about special circumstances? I know that all of your questions, many of the questions are answered, but if there's a unique situation, can people still call the office? And because I know that you all work really hard to accommodate people.
Absolutely. So they can contact the national number, which is 1-800-772-1213. They can call that number. If they need to, they can contact their local Social Security office. And in order to find that, if they go to our website, there's a section called Office Locator that will allow them to put in their zip code. and it will tell them where their local Social Security office is located with the phone number there if it's a dire situation. Those situations will be taken on a case-by-case. They do definitely need to reach out to us, and we will try by all means to accommodate the situation to the best of our ability. If you had, during this time frame, an in-office interview, they have converted those to phone interviews. They will still keep your date and time of that interview. So we will call you though. But if it's a dire situation, we do ask that you do reach out to us, and then we will handle that on a case-by-case situation.
Now, if you do call, though, again, just to reemphasize, you're just trying to schedule an appointment. So either way, people will know that it's legit.
If it's something like an appointment, yes, we'll just we will need basic information. But you reached out to us, so you're calling us directly. The phone number is again on our secured website, socialsecurity.gov. So you're able to obtain that. No, you're calling us. We do answer with Social Security. And you're reaching out to us. When you do that, you're taking the steps. We're not calling you out of the blue and threatening you or in any means or saying that your benefits are going to stop. So we know when you reach out to us, there are certain pieces of information we will have to obtain in order to schedule an appointment or to access your record and provide you with the information you need.
Very good. And is there anything that you would like to share that we didn't think to ask you, or anything that's important for people to know that we haven't talked about yet?
I think we've covered quite a bit of this, but like I said, this is a fluid situation, and our website is being updated daily with the most recent information. Anything pertaining to the economic impact payment, we do ask that you visit the irs.gov website to obtain that information. There is a new press release that has gone out, and that'll answer a lot of questions about if I receive Social Security benefits, will I receive the economic impact payment? How will I receive that? And all information is directed to irs.gov. They're the ones responsible for providing that information and ensuring that you receive that payment.
People think, oh, well, I saw we're getting the payment. Well, what about my minor child? Okay, well, if you go to the news release that was released on Friday, it says people who receive and have minor children should go to the IRS website, click on the economic payment. So all of those detailed things, and some people are really quick about, you'll see someone post on Facebook, I heard I'm getting my check. Well, I heard you're not if you have a minor child. Well, I heard. If you go to the website, click on the links that you just talked about, all of those little detailed information is actually right there, easy to read, again, from the right source.
Exactly. And even when you're going to our site, the updates on coronavirus, it'll tell you when you're reading a question on here, it'll tell you what day that answer was posted. So you know if there's been a recent change. So, for example, if we're going to how do I get my COVID-19 economic impact payment, the response date on there is April 10th, 2020. So that is the most recent update that we have on that. So that you know that it's current, it's up to date, and that's the information on there is the most recent information. There's not going to be any newer information out there that your cousin or your uncle's going to have that has not been posted on our site or on the IRS website.
Very good. And the last question that we have for you that we've been asking everybody is, we know things are a little stressful now, and each of us has our own way of de-stressing. I've mentioned before that mine is to turn up some classic rock music and clean my house really good. Is there something that you're doing to keep yourself calm and de-stressed in the middle of all of this?
Well, I have two. One is reaching out to my family, staying in contact with them. Technology is, great when it comes to that because I can text them, we can Skype, we can FaceTime, all those things like that to stay in contact and just stay in touch and discuss how we're feeling. It's okay to be anxious, we can talk about that, and staying in contact with my family is very important to me. The other one is I have two cats, so I like to curl up with my cats. I pet them. That's very soothing and relaxing for me, and they feel that they're providing a great service to me. long as they're fed, they'll let me pet them. So my pets keep me sane, especially in these trying times. So.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
That's very good. Same at my house. Although when my kids are up, the cats seem to come and talk to me when I have food. Otherwise, they don't talk. They don't even talk. They're curled up with my wife and daughter when they're watching TV. But when I walk in the house with a sandwich, all of a sudden, I have two cats right next to me.
You're their favorite person.
Yes, for about 2 minutes.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time. We were talking to Kimberly Stevens. She is the Public Affairs Specialist for the Hungtington office of the Social Security Administration. And again, if you want the up-to-the-minute, latest, most accurate information, go to SSA.gov and make sure that when you're talking about government information with IRS or Social Security, that it's .gov. That means it's an official federal government website. And then there's a link at the top in orange that says Coronavirus COVID-19 updates, and that will be the most up-to-the-minute information. Thank you very much for your time, Kimberly. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. You all have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.